My beloved Madridistas, I just got home from the Bernabeu, and I want to give you guys my initial thoughts, okay? And I'll do a full analysis of the match tomorrow, but I want to give you my sort of initial reaction. This, by the way, my uncle's in the kitchen, sort of getting ready for dinner, but we'll send a short with his opinion a little later. This is, I don't know what to tell you guys. This is not working. This is horrible. I don't know how to say this any other way. I have nothing against Xavi personally, okay? He's a very nice guy. He's a very decent human being. He's a former player, so I love him by definition. But this is horrible football. This is a totally undermanaged squad. I cannot believe what I'm watching. Okay, we started this match. By the way, Fede couldn't start because apparently he had the flu. There's been a big flu going around here in Spain, and he was sick. I know a lot of people that got sick. Fede couldn't play. He played Asensio as right back, who actually, I think played a decent match. But this was in the first 5 minutes of the match. We lost 3 or 4 completely inexplicable balls, as if the players sort of walked on the pitch half asleep. It was in the first 5 minutes, and I think it was a sort of indication of what was to come. This is a terribly managed squad. And the reason that I can tell you that it has to do with the manager, when you are in transition, okay, this is like the ABCs of football. A team that is properly managed and properly trained, when you recover a ball in your half of the pitch, depending on where that recovery takes place, every single player has specific instructions and they know what they're supposed to do. It has to be automatic. We recover the ball here, these 3 go up, you go back. Like, everybody needs to know what they do depending on where you recover possession. But all of this has to be automatic. And where you really see how poorly managed this team is in our transitions. Our transition from defense to offense is awful. It is absolutely awful. There was an incident in the 54th minute where Asensio steals a ball, he's running up the right wing, and there was nobody else was following him. Everybody else was further back. I think there was maybe one. I think Kylian was up there, but that's it. It was him and Kylian, and the second line didn't make a move. Like, there was no second line. When you recover a ball and you're going to counter, there has to be a coordinated effort and the right number of players participating. These are players that don't know what to do. There were so many moments where I had the impression, especially in the first half, and you can tell when you watch it live a lot better, that the players are kind of, they don't know what to do. They're almost like looking at each other, like they're a little bit confused. They just don't know what to do. I am telling you that this is a terribly managed squad. Okay, we played in the second half. If we didn't have the best goalkeeper in the world, because Courtois saved us today, he had 4 unbelievable saves in the second half alone. And by the way, we played 30 minutes of the second half with an extra man. And at no point did I have the impression that we were playing with an extra man. Sevilla was playing a lot better than us with 10 men. I mean, this keeps happening. I mean, every single game looks exactly the same. It just looks like some random experiment where you throw the players on the pitch and you kind of hope that something happens, and the players are kind of, all right, let's see what happens. And what makes this particularly frustrating for me, and I think for everybody in the Bernabeu, is that the quality of these players is not up for discussion. I mean, these are some of the best players in the world. I mean, and during the course of the match, even a match as horrible as this one, where we played as terribly as this, there are flashes in individual plays where you see the quality of the players. I mean, there are individual moments where, Kylian or Arda or Jude, like they'll, you can see, man, these guys are good. Like Rodrigo, Vini, I mean, but there's no collective play. There's no collective, like, you can tell the players are really, really good, but you can tell that they're completely uncoordinated. There's no system. There's no system at all. And almost in any situation, they look totally confused to me. It's really baffling. And I can tell you something, that when you rely, as we do now, when you rely entirely on individual moments of brilliance and individual skill, you can win matches, but you can't win tournaments. You're not going to win tournaments like this. The teams that win tournaments are teams that play as a team. They play as a collective. every player knows their role and every player knows exactly what to do at what time. You play cohesively and you have a system and you have automatisms and reflexive play. Like you know automatically where this ball needs to go, and it's kind of, you practice it all week and it's just kind of automatic. We have none of this. We have none of this. And I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Look, we were hearing whistles already in the first half, a few whistles, and then in the second half, a few more whistles, and completely justified because, if it weren't for, again, individual moments of brilliance, right? Rodrigo, fantastic play on the left, gets the penalty, great. Jude's goal, a header, okay, well, that's a little bit random, but this is not. None of these goals feel like they're just like collective play constructed together as a function of a system. I don't know, the problem with these 3 points is that it's kicking the can. Okay? But the same problems are there. And this is why this is not about points. It's not about points. We got the 3 points and we're in second place, whatever. And we're not that bad in the Champions League. Like if you look at this on paper, you would think, well, where's the crisis? But it's the sensation that the team gives. It's the sensation that the team projects. It's a team that looks completely lost, completely vulnerable. It's a team that breaks in half very easily. It's a team that's not synced. It doesn't know how to. There's no transition play. Even the position of the players. I think that the players are confused. Arda played a few games as a number 10, and I thought he did quite well. And Jude was playing further back, more of a kind of 8 role, which, I think makes a lot of sense because he's such a physical guy and he runs so much and he's got that defensive angle about him as well. So that made a little bit of sense, but not today. Arda played further back today and Jude was playing further forward. And I don't understand that because, I think that the players themselves are confused. What are we doing? It was a 4-4-2, now it's a 4-3-3. Arda used to be the 10, now he's an 8. Now Jude is what are we doing? I can tell you that this is what worries me tremendously is that, these 3 points, we're just going to extend everything and we're going to kick the can forward. But this needs to be fixed. And I'm not seeing any forward progress at all. And again, you guys, and I'm not suggesting, you guys tell me in the comment section, well, firing Xavi isn't going to solve everything right. I'm not saying it's going to solve everything right away because you have to start from scratch with these players. But this is not sustainable. Can you guys realistically tell me that this is sustainable? Can you realistically tell me that you're seeing some progress, that you're seeing Xavi's system, they just need to work on it a little more? What system? Please tell me in the comment section what system you think we're playing, because I can't see it, okay? And I've been watching the sport for half a century, and right there, and I'm telling you, I can't remember the last time I saw such a disjointed, there's something really weird. The sensation you get is that there's so much randomness in our play, everything feels really random. Like, wherever the ball seems to be, whatever players happen to be there, they try to make something happen. But you don't ever get a sense that there's any kind of coordination at all. I'm going to give you guys, I'll put up a short briefly when my uncle comes out and, get his take. But I think it's going to be along the same lines. This is just completely unsustainable. I mean, look at our transition play. That tells you everything. We have a team that does not even know how to transition from defense to attack in a coordinated way. I mean, what this is like the ABCs of football. So we got the 3 points and all that, but I fear that this is just kicking the can, and I'm not seeing any progress at all. Okay, we have the Super Cup is going to be key, and I'll tell you, I don't think that the management is going to do anything about Xavi, ahead of a final and, at the end of the year with the new year coming. Like, they'll probably wait until January, but I'm very worried about that Super Cup. I'm very worried about that Super Cup because Atletico de Madrid, I'll tell you something. I mean, they play with, at least they have energy, they're kind of high octane, whatever. But I mean, I'm very, very worried about this because I think that any team that we play makes us look like crap. We look vulnerable against Talavera. I mean, how is this possible? And if it weren't for Courtois, who's the best goalkeeper in the world, I don't know where we would be because he seems to save our skin every single match. Okay, look, that's it. I'm going to leave it here. I thought this was awful, okay? It was absolutely awful. Tomorrow I'll give you guys a much more detailed rundown of the match. and we'll get a little bit more technical about this. But my initial reaction is just I'm disgusted. I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, all right. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll talk about this more calmly. But thanks for joining me. Love you guys. And despite everything, a la Madrid.